Happy New Year, Rattler Nation. I'm Kevin Alexander, and I'm back for a special New Year edition of Rattler Insider. Despite finishing a substandard 2-10 on the season, Florida A&M had some hardware to bring back to Tallahassee. Thomas Twinkle Toes Thomas won the award for best kick returner in the entire nation. He amassed 1,391 yards on 48 returns, set an NCAA record with a 106-yarder, and tallied 4 touchdowns off of returns. He also had a punt return for a touchdown. Chad Hill was voted the top offensive lineman in all of college football. Hill served up 89 pancakes while only surrendering 2 sacks all season long. I'd also be remiss if I did not mention his fellow lineman, Dustin Jenkins, who was also up for the award, as he had 87 pancakes and only gave up 1 single sack all year. Definitely 2 bright spots that will be returning to Tallahassee next season. And finally, we had Blake Brewer, bringing national attention to Florida A&M as he won the Doak Walker Award for being the premier running back in the country. He went from not even being on the radar at the beginning of the season to amassing 2,514 yards and 28 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He added 106 yards to the air along with 1 receiving TD. He was also named the team's player of the year as voted on by his coaches and his teammates. He's going to be sorely missed by A&M fans, but we're all looking forward to seeing him play on Sundays this coming fall. 2 new players we'll be seeing around the program next year are transfers Nick Williams, a running back from NC State, and D-tackle Jordan Cummins from Tulsa. Both players will not be eligible to play this upcoming season due to NCAA transfer rules, but will definitely make a large impact when they do get to see the field. Transfers are sometimes an afterthought of the recruiting game, but are players that can add more than just physical ability to a program. We just wrapped up National Signing Day, and it was quite the haul for the Rattlers, and let me be the first to welcome our new family members. That was pretty bad. Jonathan Bush, a 6'1" cornerback from Mulberry, Florida. This guy has jets. Look for him to be a big contributor in the return game, following in the shoes of Twinkle Toes Thomas. Tim Kendrick, 5'10", 194-pound running back out of Holiday, Florida. He has good speed and some deceptive strength. Look for him to be good in both the open field and in goal line situations. We have outside linebacker James Payne, who has a lanky frame at 6'2" and only 211 pounds. But once he finds the weight room here at FAMU, he will be a very intimidating player out on the field. DN Jason Roberts has a big frame on the D-line, and he's going to look to become part of the pass rush that this defense desperately needs. James Whitaker, fullback from Hutchinson Community College via Tooele, Utah. James is a very capable blocker out of the backfield, and he's going to be a hard man to bring down when Tank Monroe dials up the old fullback dive on short yardage situations. And with all due respect to all the other signees in this year's class, the crown jewel of this recruiting class for the Rattlers is 4-star quarterback Brandon Yancey out of High Point, Florida. Yancey has an absolute rocket for an arm and isn't afraid to tuck and run if need be. When he was asked why he decided to sign with the lowly Rattlers, he said he wanted to be the start of something great at this program, and he can sense an aura around Florida A&M, and that it seems like a team on the ascension. This is by far the biggest recruit in program history, and a good sign for Tank Monroe going forward. And before a single spring practice has occurred, the Associated Press has released the preseason All-American honors, and a couple of Rattlers were part of the lineup. Guard Dustin Jenkins and tackle Chad Hill both made first-team honors. Meanwhile, preseason all-conference honors went to first-teamers Tyler McCoy and the aforementioned Jenkins and Hill, while receiver Joe Doucette and cornerback Brandon Smith were awarded with second-team slots. And that does it for the first New Year special edition of Rattler Insider, and expectations are high after the signing class and combining that with our returning players, and we cannot wait to see you again after the Week 1 matchup with Texas. Until then, I'm Kevin Alexander. Stay classy, Tallahassee.